Hi YouTube. I'm back. I know I've been gone for a week, 2 weeks, I guess. So I would normally be 39 weeks right now. What was that? But Nathan came May 24th, so that was Thursday. I was 37 weeks, 6 days. My water broke Wednesday night on the 23rd, around like 7 o'clock. I went in, I got there about 8 o'clock. Contractions were still, I had been having contractions all day, and I kind of knew that that would be the day. I went in, and contractions were maybe every 5 minutes, but they were getting stronger, like progressively, but they weren't like hard contractions. So I got there, I waited around in the triage area or whatever, and finally I got back to my, the triage area room or whatever, around 9:30. So she checked to make sure my water did break, and of course it did. It was like pouring out almost. Sorry, TMI. But so we went. She walked me over to the actual labor and delivery floor. My friend from church brought me to the hospital, so she was out waiting. So I got to the labor and delivery floor. They did all the questioning and all that other stuff. Put me on the monitors, and then the doctor came in and said, because my contractions were irregular, they weren't like strong, they were going to give me Pitocin. She asked me if I wanted an epidural, and I said definitely before they gave me the Pitocin, because at that time, because by then it was like 10:30, after all the questions and all that other stuff, it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock. So by that time, they were like five or 6 minutes apart, but they were strong, and I was just like, I am not going to be able to take this. So, and when they checked me, I was like 3 centimeters already, so that was good. So the anesthesiologist came maybe 45 minutes later, so like 11:45, 11:30, 11:45, and I got my epidural, and then immediately after that, like 12:15, they started me on Pitocin. So that's when like labor really started, because then I started feeling like the pressure of the contractions, I guess you can say. So by the time 2:30 came around, they had upped my dosage of Pitocin 3 times. They did it every 30 minutes or something like that. By the time 2:30 came around, the doctor came back in to check me, and I was 7 centimeters dilated, 80% of phase, and +1 station, which is progressing like extremely fast from when labor actually like was really going. So that was 2:30. After that, I started having, I could feel my contractions on my right side, like just like in the crease of my leg, and it was horrible. So they called the anesthesiologist back in. He came in, and they had to adjust the catheter thing, because they said it probably moved or something like that. So they did that, and it was better. So around 5, I just felt so much pressure like in my bottom, and it wasn't hurting. It was just like very strong pressure. And of course, it had only been maybe 5 hours, 6 hours. So, and then my contractions were never regular. They were never every 1 minute. They never ever like every 5 minutes. It would be like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So, looking on the monitor for the doctor, I told my nurse, I said, "Can you see, because I'm having a lot of pressure?" So the doctor came in, but the nurse told us later that when they were outside, they were like, "We don't think she's ready. She's just, because her contractions aren't regular." So the doctor checked me, and she was like, "Complete. She's complete." And the nurse was like, "Complete?" So I guess they were both shocked. So then it was time to push. So I pushed. By that time, it was like 6. Yep, by that time, it was like 6. So I had about 7 or 8 sets of pushing. But when it was actually time to push, I didn't have any contractions, and that's how my contractions were the whole time. They would come, and it'd be like 10 minutes apart, So we were just like waiting there for me to push. It was weird, awkward. So finally I pushed, and I just pushed with the nurse. Well, the doctor was there, but I guess it wasn't going, like the first 2 sets wasn't, she was like, just, okay, practice pushing, blah, 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 blah. So then the nurse was in there, and my friend was in there, and like the 4th set was when they started seeing his head. So, I pushed, and I felt it coming out, and I was just like, okay, there's no doctor in here, what's going on? So finally the nurse runs out, she pressed the call bell, and then she runs out and is like, she's having a baby. So everybody runs in there. It was like really weird. So everybody runs in there, and the doctor like barely, they didn't even break the bed down. So they, the doctor just kind of like sat on the edge of the bed, and they were just like, okay, one push and his head is going to be out. So then I pushed, and I felt his head come out, and then they were like, okay, push again. And I pushed, and his whole body was out, and it was crazy. So crazy, weird. It happened so fast. So it was exciting though. He was 7 pounds, 7.6 ounces, 19.5 inches long, born at 6:46 a.m. May 24th, 2012. Nathan Reese Charles is his name. He's asleep, so he's not going to be in this video. I have to make another video later. So then after that, kind of had an episode where my uterus wasn't going back down, so I was bleeding a lot, and I was losing a lot of blood. I didn't really feel any different. It was just kind of like, okay. So they had to give me Pitocin in my leg. They gave me a shot of Pitocin. They gave me another shot of something. Starts with an M in my other leg. They gave me Cytotec. And the doctor had to actually like massage my uterus like from the inside or whatever. I know, TMI. to get it to start going back down. So now everything is good. And we came home Saturday, Thursday, Friday, yeah, Saturday. So that was exciting. That was my labor and delivery story, just kind of, yeah. So, he passed his hearing test. They never told me his APGAR scores, but I guess they were good because he's home with me. He didn't have any problem with jaundice. When I was in there, and I was like nursing, of course my milk wasn't in, so it was just like the colostrum. It got to the point where when he got circumcised, he didn't eat, he wasn't hungry, so he went for a longer span of time. Well, by the time he was hungry again, it was at night. I was sore, and he was so frustrated. He just wouldn't latch on, and he was crying, and the nurses were coming in trying to like soothe him, and so finally they had to give him like a little bit of formula and a little like medicine dropper cup thing. So after that he was calm. But other than that, like nursing is going well. I'm pumping as well, so, and I'm already freezing milk, so everything's going well with that, so that's good. At first I was giving him like an ounce of formula and an ounce of like colostrum still, because I wasn't really producing milk. My milk wasn't in yet, but he's totally off of Similac now. It's just breast milk, so that's good. And I'm excited. So I'm gonna actually show you like my belly now. I know I've been doing belly shots, so you can see a week and Saturday, 3 days postpartum, what my stomach looks like. I think it's went down. You're probably gonna be like, you're crazy. But I don't know exactly how much I weigh. I went to a WIC appointment and I was 199. When I first got pregnant, I was 195. So I'm almost at pre-pregnancy, but that was at a week or a day before a week. So I have plenty of time to get down more. So let me show you really quick. So this is my postpartum belly, 1 week and 3 days. It's weird not seeing a belly anymore. But, yep, so that's it. And I will see you guys next week.